Hello, everyone. As Elias has said it, this is the match of all time. Edwin versus Zayd. New Zealand versus Australia. This is going to be Clock Cup Season 2, and this should be a very, very exciting match. Um, yeah, we have former world record holder Edwin Shen here, and Zayd over here, former OCR holder, I believe. So, um, very, very exciting. Uh, Without further ado, let's not delay this any further. Let me check the qualifier sheet just to make sure I confirm who's the better seed here. Edwin, you are the better seed. So do you like to go with heads or tails for the coin flip?
I'll go heads.
Alright, so Edwin is gonna go with heads up. That was from earlier. So I'll just flip it again. And it is heads. So Edwin, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Alright, so Edwin's gonna go second and Zayd's gonna go first. I'm gonna switch over the Let's Cube and spectate, and that should be your schedule. Good luck to the both of you. Alright, so both competitors are seasoned Clock Cup competitors. They should be knowing what they are doing in this match. So, current OCR holder versus former OCR holder. That's a way to put it here. We have a very active chat going on here. Yeah, Zayd's going to be starting with the clock down. Also, important thing to note, Zayd is going to be using a phone timer, but he is using stack mat procedures as shown in that solve. His stack mat died for 30 minutes before the match. It's a 381 from Zayd. I do like, though, how Zayd, I do like how with a stack, or with a phone timer, I should say, you could actually like see the time. Also, I'm gonna say it right now, I'm not confusing Eddie with Edwin. So this is Edwin solving right now. Oof, that's not gonna be a 381. Edwin gets a 5. And that's going to be Zayd's point very easily. So the Australian draws the first blood in this match. I don't know how, but I'd never heard of Edwin until his WR. He also got an OCR about 2 years ago. I think it was an NR or something like that. Can't you just charge it? Stack mats don't work like that. You have to replace the batteries, and he does not have any AAA batteries in the house. Guys, I'm very dismotivated of cubing. Any motivations, maybe? Motivate yourself to join Clock Cup. Oh, a 328 from Edwin. That's almost as good as his 2 from earlier this weekend. Yeah, motivations. Honestly, if you really feel like you need to take a break. But I think the most important part is finding some good cubing friends to work with. Alright, that's a DNF though on the back. It's a 394 anyway, so it wouldn't have beaten Edwin there. And Edwin gets the first point of the match. It is tied very early on, 1-1. Yeah, Edwin's record is actually approaching on 3 years very soon, this summer. So, times do fly, I guess. Get it? Because clocks, they're flying. Okay. So, Zayd here, using flip. Yeah, also, important thing to note, Zayd's using flip, as he normally does, but 388, he's getting some good results with it. Yeah. But a 388, that might seem flipping crazy now, but it's not really. Edwin here got a 347 average. I think it was, 347 average earlier. So, earlier this weekend. So it's not that crazy. Yeah, my commentary is awesome, guys. So Edwin, I don't know if that's going to beat it. It's a 4. So Zayd is going to get this point. 2-1 is the score in Zayd's favor. All right, Edwin is solving. Oof. It looks like he fumbled a little bit there at the end with the one of the finishing moves of 7 simul, which is the intuitive steps to 7 simul. It's a 554. So Zayd is gonna view this point to finally get maybe consecutive points in a row for the first time in this match, but we'll see how that goes. The backside is solved. It's a 4, so Zayd gets the point. So it's 3-1. Rhea and Zayd are pretty much flip solvers anymore. Yeah, I believe Carter uses 7 simul flip. That counts technically. Jaden uses 7 simul flip. That counts technically as well. Mr. Carter, sorry we don't have any keeping friends though. Thanks for the motivation. Well, I think the best thing to do, honestly, is just make some keeping friends right now. Or not necessarily right now, but there's definitely people when you go to competitions, when you know, talk online, there's people that can really go support you. So that's a DNF from Zayd, unfortunately, and that's going to probably be the second point for Edwin here. Do it for the Eds. Let's see. It's solved, and it's a 6. So Edwin is going to take this point, no matter how slow the solve may appear, though. But still, Sheeran question mark. Sheeran is a no flip. For those of you guys who don't know, Sheeran is a no flip method that isn't 7 simul. But it's objectively worse. Sorry, Eddie, but yeah, I would not recommend using Sheeran. I think Edwin and it used to be Caleb were the only main Sheeran users, I believe, but Caleb is not really queuing anymore, and Edwin is making the switch to 7 simul. So, but he still uses Sheeran sometimes. 385 for Edwin here. Zayd uses flip and Edwin uses B Paul 7 simul. Yeah, that is correct. All right, Zayd is going to try to beat that free to keep his lead, but he doesn't do that, unfortunately. So it is free currently. Edwin with 2 points in a row, but this match is very, very close. It's 7 simul with a lot of pin orders to optimize number of 6 move. 6 simul solves is the future. I mean, 6 simul solves are like, they're not that uncommon. I've had a handful of them, but like, simple flip with simple with no D moves with 8. Oh, I don't know. 417 for Zayd, but Edwin is going to try to beat that. So Edwin is going to start. Oh, that could beat it. It's a free 50. So Edwin takes the lead in this match. 3 points in a row for him, the longest consecutive streak so far in this match. if you're talking about like your friends and stuff, I mean, you could try like getting their Discord. You could try getting their number. You'll probably see them more if you talk to the right friends. You'll see them more and more at more competitions you go to, and that's how you really make the bonds. You also make the bonds outside of competitions as well. And making friends for a day is nice, but if you want something stronger, then I'd recommend just going forward with those attempts. So free 83 from Edwin. He's on a roll right now. His mean doesn't really show the quality of his solves recently. So Zayd, ooh, with a fist. Ah, but it's a DNF. That's gonna be yeah, a DNF. So Edwin takes the points here. Edwin is currently in third place in his group. Group D, but that is probably most likely to change. Okay. Alright, so Zayd is starting, and it's another DNF from what it looks like. Yeah, it could have been a good solve though. That would have been a free 88 if it weren't for that DNF. But everyone's gonna get 2 very easy points in a row from what it looks like. This was Zayd solving first. There are advantages to solving first. There's also advantages to solving second. Like what you just saw right here, which is Edwin solving second and taking his sweet time because he doesn't really need to risk anything here if Zayd is already DNF'd. Edwin and Zayd are both sub 4. That's a fair assessment to make, yeah. I think Zayd... I would believe you if you told me Zayd averages sub 4 home. Of course, I don't think it's necessarily you can't necessarily evaluate how fast people are. Like you can evaluate groups. Like of course these 2 competitors are world class, but like defining their average by a number, it's very hard to do, especially in multiple circumstances. So that's why I don't really like asking for averages. But it's a free 86 for Edwin. Another chance for Edwin to take his possibly 6 point in a row. Right now he has 5. If Zayd loses this one, this would be a 6 point in a row. But let's see what happens. That's a 6 from Zayd, so it's another point for Edwin here. And Edwin reclaims the mean. 446 mean, but he's doing really good so far. His past 5 solves have been frees, all mid to high frees too. So a lot of consistency here from Edwin. Zayd told me his self also made him support. I don't know if it's true, but it sounds right to me. Yeah, I would definitely trust both of them too as well if they told me that. But okay, that's going to be a good solve for 71. Finally, a chance for Zayd to take a point off of Edwin. We'll see how this goes. And this could definitely be a different era that we're going into. Zayd was kind of far ahead of the competition here, but he is struggling a little bit under Edwin. Zayd placed 3rd in Season 1, but right now it looks like he won't be able to beat someone who wasn't able to advance out of the group stage last season. But that's a really good solve, a 305. Wow, a 305 from Edwin. Let's take an instant replay of that. That is something else. That is your 305 right there from Edwin. It seemed to have a little bit of a fumble there. If we can just get another replay of that. Just 1 second. Yeah, it looked like... Yes, I don't know. But whatever it is, Edwin is going to start again for the first solve. That's another good solve from Edwin. It's solved, and it's a free 97. He is on a roll right now. Oh, and so much on a roll where I forgot to edit the score. It's 8-3. Not sub PR SMH. Oh, it's a DNF from Zayd. It's a 403 DNF. That would have been actually really close too if he was able to solve that. But it's 9 points for Edwin right now and 3 points for Zayd. Can't spell Edwin without the win. Well, let's see if Zayd can pull off a comeback for Australia. Fun fact, Zayd is using an Australian Nats cover, and Edwin is using a speedcube.co.nz cube cover, so representing their countries there. I mean, what cube cover doesn't represent their countries? That's going to be a 518 from Zayd, and it's going to be solved too. Yeah, Zayd's CNF rate hasn't been so good. It seems to be 50%. Yeah, it's exactly 50% in the past 10 solves. So Edwin is going to lock in here, and we'll see how it goes. And Edwin, to get the double digits, looks to be a pretty calm solve. At 368, Edwin is really cooking Zayd right now. 10-3. Right now, Edwin is on a streak of 368. 8 sub 4 solves in a row without a single flaw. Props to Edwin there. So Edwin is going to go for his 11th point here, and this could jump him out of third place in the group and into, I believe, possibly first place afterwards with this great solve differential. Edwin actually lost out his first match to Martin earlier on. 354 from Edwin, and yeah, I think he does average sub 4 here. 354 is a good solve, but I'll see if Zayd can make it even better. So then this group, it's Edwin, Zayd, Martin, and Magnus. All very strong competitors with various forms of experience and passions of clock. It's a 423, but it looks like a... Yeah, it wouldn't beat it anyway, but it looks like a DNF. So it's a point for Edwin. Yeah, DNF 423. So one more point until a possible halftime here. Okay, so Zayd is scrambling right now, and Zayd is going to solve first for the solve. Yep, so Zayd's gonna go first. I don't know if he knows that, but we might be able to see Zayd pull off the craziest comeback ever, or just lose another point. We'll see what happens. Because Zayd has lost the past 10 points in a row. That's not a good form of run. Alright, he stops the timer aggressively. It's a 343. And that could be a game changer.
I can't enter in my time.
You gotta click spectate and compete.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be a clock-cut match without technical difficulties. Let's see what Zayd enters in his time. Yep, 343 from Zayd. So Edwin's gonna try to beat that 343. Not able to match it. Looks like he fumbled out of it. And that's going to be a point for Zayd here. Let's get an instant replay of that. 3:43. Yep, so Zayd's starting the timer. That looks really clean. That timer stop, maybe not so much, but yeah, that is good from Zayd. Right now, Zayd is warming up, but Edwin is going to be the one that solves first. Edwin drops the clock, and that's gonna decrease his time 7 for Edwin. Zayd might be getting back some points here, and it might seem like Edwin's already won the match, but just wait, because even if he does, which it seems to be the case right now, Zayd really needs to get some points on the board to account for his solve differentials there. It's a 5, and that's going to beat Edwin's 7. So 11-5 is the score. Zayd was down 11-3, so we'll see what happens. There may be time for a comeback, but it might be too little too late. We'll find out after Zayd completes a few more solves, because it's either these next 5 solves, Zayd will have to be a powerhouse here, or else he really doesn't have a real shot of winning the match. But you never know. People have screwed up 5 solves in a row, and it's not that hard to do, so... Oh my god! Is it solved? Oh, that could have been so much better. It's not solved. It's a DNF. A clock drop and a possible key back into the match, but it ends very disappointingly for Zayd. Has he solved the back? Yep, he solved the back. It's a free from Edwin. Back to his form that we were familiar with earlier in this match. It is 12-5 in Edwin's favor. Yeah, that clock drop was extremely unfortunate from Zayd, which cost him that point. He submitted a 520 DNF, but I'm pretty convinced it could have been a low free, maybe even a high free. We'll see what happens. In Edwin's solve, this could dictate the rest of the match. If Zayd wants to win or have some form of success, he would have to do something now. It is a 486 from Edwin. We'll see how Zayd goes with that. And Zayd is going all out from what it looks like, but scrambles, and DNFs. That's going to be a 4, but it's a DNF. So Edwin gets that 13th point. And yeah, looking at the group table right now, Zayd has already won a match against, I believe it was Magnus, but unfortunately, yeah, I wonder what's really gonna happen after this because Zayd used to be in third place in season 1, but that road has seemed to close. What did I miss? You missed a Zayd clock drop, which probably killed the mood for the rest of the match, but alright, Edwin is dealing with yeah, alright, and Edwin's gonna get started. He's pretty much secured the match right now. Oh, that was a good save, Edwin, but That's a good solve from Edwin. The backside is solved, and that's going to be a 297. Wow, that is a 2 from Edwin, and that's going to be the 14th point of the match. Did I catch that on instant replay? Let's find out. This is your third instant replay. Yes, I did. It looks flawless, and that's going to be a 297 from Edwin. If we can catch that one more time for viewers that have just caught in, it's a 297 Edwin has achieved. That's the fastest solve of this match so far, because there's still room for one more, as Edwin is looking to kill off the match here and now. The D move looked a little awkward, but it's a solved clock. It's a free 89. No worries there. So Zayd looking to maybe get a point, another point across on the board. He had drawn first blood, but Edwin is the real winner at the end of the day here. OCR. Oh my god, Yoshiatics are going crazy. Oh, that's a free 81 from Zayd, so this match is not over. Edwin with his hands on his on the back of his head there. So 14-6. Zayd's gonna be solving first though, so if he DNFs, which unfortunately he has a lot during this match, it's game over for him. But we'll find out what happens here. It's like almost only a group stage match. This could be very influential in the future, but doesn't necessarily determine an outcome right here and now. But could play a key part in that later on in the next two matches against Edwin versus Magnus and Zayd versus Martin. I think, yeah. Oh, it's a fumble from Zayd. A 640. It's solved though. So Edwin's going to try to be a 640 to win the match. Zayd's not looking very happy. And Edwin solves the clock, and it's a free. That's the match. 15-6. Edwin is victorious. New Zealand is victorious. And Edwin has achieved his first group stage win of the season. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations to Edwin for winning. I want to get your guys' thoughts in a post-match interview. So, Zayd and Edwin, how did you guys feel about the match? I'll let Edwin go first.
It was probably the best performance I've had so far in a Clock Cup, because I just didn't have any nerves. Like, I feel like that was the main thing. Like, all of the comps in practice and like nerve control really paid off, and it contributed towards my 3.47, and now it contributed towards this. So I'm pretty happy that I managed to control my nerves, and yeah, congrats. GG, Zayd.
GG.
Zayd, what were your thoughts about that match?
Yeah, that's about like as bad as it gets for me. Like every other solved by DNF, so that was not fun.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah. This is like my first match where I did start using a bit of 7 simul, so still got a lot to work on in terms of that.
Yeah, I did notice that actually. Some 7 simul. I wasn't sure about it. I was going to ask you about it here. Those DNFs were kind of painful though to watch. So I don't mean to put too much attention to it, but how later on in Clock Up are you gonna try to approach not DNFing as much and try to fix that part of your strategy, because it may have cost you some points there in this match?
I guess it's just something I have to like get used to, especially since I haven't really used it in a higher pressure setting. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
I think Clock Up though is a good place to try to. I remember doing a 7 simul match against Mikhail. That was like my first time using 7 simul under like high pressure, and I almost brought it into overtime, but then I DNF'd basically. So yeah, 7 simul was rough, but not really that rough for Edwin because you got that 347 average from earlier this weekend. Congratulations on that, by the way, if I haven't said that already. So you talked about how that like helped you build experience here in Clock Cup. Would you like to like elaborate on that? Um, and see how not only like the Clock Cup may have like translated into. I know for some competitors, Clock Cup translates into competition success, but in your case here, competition success translates into Clock Cup success. So, what are your yeah? What are your
I mean, I guess. I mean, it's not really. I feel like Clock Cup really contributed towards how I did in comp though, because like it's kind of just exactly what a comp is like. It's you get the nerves when you're solving, and like I had more nerves solving right now than I did last weekend. So honestly, I feel like Clock Cup really helps me control my nerves too. So I think it's the other way around for me, but I just did well in comp with good scrambles.
yeah? You did really well in comp with good scrambles.
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess this is my final question to both of you. You both still have a match left. This is the last of three matches we have to complete in this group. Uh, Edwin, your next match is against Magnus, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, it's me.
It's interesting.
Oh, okay. With Zayd, it's against Magnus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and Edwin, you're going up against Martin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, what are your guys' thoughts about that match? And knowing that could be pretty influential for determining who gets in and out of the group stage.
I feel like this group is pretty close. Like they're pretty close matches, to be honest. I feel like the next match will definitely decide a lot, but I'm not too sure about what's gonna happen yet. I'm pretty excited though.
Zayd, your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect heading into the next match. So
All right.
even then, assuming that win, it's gonna just come down to solve the differential, which is not in my favor currently.
Yeah. So, Zayd and Edwin, thank you guys for a good match. Congratulations to both of you once again, and I will see you guys later. I'll be logging off for now. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.